So our first speaker of the evening would be Nozuko Twala, and she would be speaking on the topic, the festive journey of arrival. She would be evaluated by Steph Yun. So before we listen to Nozuko, please help me welcome Steph to tell us more about Nozuko's speech and Nozuko herself.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Hostmaster. Nozuko is busy with her persuasive influence pathway, and this is her third speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech, and she has chosen to only be evaluated on her vocal variety. Some background and relevance for the speech is to start the year intentional and purposeful with an understanding that it is the next part of her journey. Her speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. So if I can have green on 5, amber on 6, and red on 7, please, Mr. Timer.
I think the timer's working.
Yeah,
But we
please
can use the cell phone.
use the cell phone. It is use.
Mine doesn't.
It's timekeeper for the evening.
Okay, I'll give you mine.
Timekeeper is Anshan, and she'll be working with Zane. You don't have a stopwatch on your phone?
My phone up, so it's Zane can use it.
Timer for
So what are we doing? 5 to 7 minutes?
5 to
Yeah.
7
Yes.
minutes on your cell phone.
So I'll use my stopwatch.
Okay, I've got the app if you want, and it's got the colors as well.
Okay. We'll be able to
I'll
put
leave
it
it.
where I can see it.
So you're going to
Well,
put
but
it
you'll
in.
speak from there in any
I'll be moving around.
We'll make it play.
Hopefully. I don't
I'll
know.
fix it towards you.
Okay, great.
Okay, ready?
Very well, thank you, Mrs.
And can I
Hostmaster.
then just do this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
That will help me a lot. Thank you.
Alright, so let's help me welcome Nozuko Twala, speaking on the title, The Festive Journey of Arrival. The Festive Journey of Arrival, Nozuko Twala.
To arrive, one must depart. It is not a moment, however, it is a series of departures. And in my speech, I refer to these as seasons. Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters, the father of all nations, Abraham, began his journey without a map, without a certainty, or even without any guarantees. But he had an instruction and principle and also obedience. The 2025 festive season journey for me, which began mid-December and ending with the arrival of the new year, presented 3 seasons in one. Here's why I'm saying that. The first season, as you all know, I'm coming from Eastern Cape, from another province. So the first season of the festive is to plan the trip. It is another province. It is about 800 kilometers away from Pretoria. If you're driving, well, it may take 12 hours. You're flying close to 2 hours. So for the last decade and more, I've not been driving to home. And for some reason, there is an unspoken instruction, from parents that for the days leading up to Christmas, you have to be home in the Eastern Cape. As to say, back to my roots. It's an expectation to go home. And my son has never experienced a road trip for quite some time now, until my cousin, a younger cousin with an age closer to my son's age group, brought an idea that they may travel together to Eastern Cape if I approve. It's 3 young men, a polo car, and it's a new car. You can imagine the excitement. These boys must be happy. And I am thinking, no ways. My son cannot be part of this trip. I request them to be also accommodated. And to my surprise, I get a yes. So I did not feel ready for a long distance trip. I just left with ND exhaustion, and also with the mixed feelings of the cost of living my life and having to let go of my dependence. But back to parents, it's rules. It's losing your freedom. And my parents, for me, I mean 4 parents. It's my mom, it's my dad, it's my aunt. And then also to mention a deputy parent, my big sister. So we arrive in the Eastern Cape, which is then brings another season in terms of the festive period. I'm talking about a marathon of functions and events. We arrive on the 18th of December evening, the next day. Just to give you an idea, on the 19th, we're traveling 50 kilometers to East London. It's my first cousin's 21st birthday. We are responsible for the program. Thanks to Toastmasters, we managed the program quite well. It was professional, it was fun, also purposeful. On the 19th of next day, 19th of December, again back to East London for another cousin's graduation. Luckily for this time, this is a distant cousin, so we can arrive late. 20th Sunday, also preparing for Christmas. 21st, we've got 2 functions, 80 kilometers away. This is a function welcoming off, our boys who just transitioned into manhood. It's umgidi in isiXhosa. What we are talking about is celebrations. It's meat, not just meat, organic meat. We don't talk beef, we talk cow, because we eat the whole cow. We don't talk mutton or lamb, we talk sheep. We eat the entire lamb, entire sheep. Whether you want to call it a pork or a pig, it's up to you. You get an idea. Oh my goodness. And the last season is then the season of after all these events that you've attended, there's actually a purpose that comes with it in terms of, you're arriving in the Eastern Cape. It's your home. It's my home. One wants to be part of the community. It's lovely to be part of the community. You're supporting, you're showing up with the purpose. And also the principle is to be there and to assist relatives, to assist friends, to make meaningful celebrations. This ends then with the last season, that means driving anywhere we want to go, anywhere we want to be after Christmas, after we've celebrated our Christmas. And our brother stays in Gqeberha, in the eastern Gqeberha, which is about around 4 km to where we're going, offered to host us. It was a period of intention for me, traveling to a metro, traveling back to civilization, in terms of starting a new year with hopefully safe landing and also continuity. And also pondering around the important questions for the new year that one arrives at. How do I show up in the new year? What actions do I do in my responsibilities? Which are the old habits to let go of? At the same time, why does it matter to create new habits?
Yeah, sorry.
Why does it matter to create new habits? In closing of my speech, Mr. Toastmaster,
Once is enough.
they arrived because they departed repeatedly, not once but every season. I did not feel ready. I departed with obedience and excitement, equipped with endurance. Some things do not need motivation, but they need principle. Choosing peace, presence without pretending. I didn't feel ready, but I stayed present. While it is a blessing to arrive in the new year, how do I continue with structure and alignment? Mr. Toastmaster.
Evaluator was on Nozuko's speech, and the evaluator was Steph Yun. So Steph, if you can please come forward and deliver the evaluation on Nozuko's speech.
Nozuko, well done. Your speech was very well structured. You found the humor and memorable moments in sometimes daunting event, #road trip with the children. And your comedic timing, I thought, was quite well placed. But that's not what this evaluation is about. This is about how you used your voice. So, your loudness and volume, let's start with that. Overall, your voice was vibrant and dynamic. Your projection was almost on point. You're just quiet sometimes, but we'll get to that later. Your articulation and pronunciation, that was also a bit off, but we'll get to the bigger thing, what I think is causing it. Another thing, on your evaluation form, I wrote in here to challenge yourself. Slow down when you prepare. Go down to about 30 to 50% of your normal speed. And then you slowly but surely build up from that. The reason I say that, that's the big overarching problem area, if I can call it that I picked up. Once you do that, then most of the other things will fall into place, because sometimes you were a bit, well, your voice quality was good, but sometimes you were indistinct and almost a bit nasally. Your pronunciation was a bit odd for me, but it came across as you sounded stressed, and then you started mumbling a bit. If I'm allowed to over-exaggerate. I'm going to have to use my DTM card on that one. My don't time me.
Not allowed those.
You had too many pauses, or prolonged pauses, where I don't think there should have been pauses. And you varied between your staccato speech and your somewhat mumbled or swallowed speech. You would go from your swallow to mumble to this high staccato type of speech, which wasn't exactly, it was just inconsistent. What you see in your mind, for better or for worse, is not how the audience sees it. I thought there was also some times where you sounded very stressed and almost a bit piercing your voice. So we are on somewhat two ends of the extremes. On one hand, it's just a bit underdone where you mumble and swallow your words a bit, and other times it's just a bit too much. So when you slow down, don't be afraid to move your mouth and pronounce your words. And keep your voice, try to throw your voice. Keep it at that same pace. Practice like that. Once you've done that, and you've mastered that at that 50-60% of your speed, then you can pick it up a notch. Eventually you will find everything falls into place. But other than that, what did I write here? Your emotions were very well conveyed. And I also had a few laughs. Well done, Nozuko. I apologize, please, Mr. General Evaluator.
Next step.